Well, hello everybody. I'm back again with my good old coffee. It's sort of cool here today. We've got some hay down. We didn't get it all bale. We like about 30 acres, but probably cure it before the sun will. But we'll get it. I mean. Boy, ain't we in a mess. Lord have mercy, I seen there where the FBI Director Wray come out and said he couldn't rule out attacks here in the homeland. Of course not. They've been letting these terrorists in for the last 3 years. There shouldn't be no surprise. You know, I seen a video the other day, this woman slipped in there in Arizona, one of them checkpoints, and there was 11 Syrian men standing in that little old tent being checked out, and from 18 to 30-year-old, and they just let them run on by. You know, they got the impeachment inquiry going on against China Joe Biden. Well, he's already committed impeachable offenses. You know, a lot worse than the money, the taking of bribes and the money and the stealing of the records that he done when he had no authority to have them. His biggest offense is letting all these tourists come across, open this border up, and not protecting me and you, the American citizen. He swore an oath to the Constitution and he broke it day one. So yeah, they can impeach him on that. But they ain't got the guts to. You know, these rhinos we've got up there in Washington, and there's a lot of them. They ain't but a handful of true, well, if you want to call them Republicans, I'm a conservative. I don't look at Republican or I believe in true conservative values. You know, he is just, China Joe Biden and his administration is destroying our country. They've almost destroyed it. And you know, Iran come out and said if Israel goes in, that they're gonna attack, so. And that's gonna turn them people loose, them sleeper cells right here in the United States. That's gonna be, I mean, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it this way because YouTube's got new rules that I'm gonna say it this way. People, stock up on plenty of freedom seeds and extra food, because you never know when you might have to get your power stick out, and so you need plenty of freedom seeds to, you know what I mean? Because these people are crazy. Anybody that would cut the head off little babies and shoot them in their strollers and their cribs, set elderly women afar in a wheelchair and life, you know, they ain't one way to deal with them, and that's, you know, I can't say it, but you know what I mean. You know, I watched the interview with old China Joe Biden at NBC down with Scott Pelley, and I took care of my mother for 10 years with dementia. And I know some of the medicines they give him, and he's sitting there the same way. You know, I could see the resemblance of him and my mother sitting there, the way he was talking, the slurred voice. Year repeating his year, if he's asked a question, they tried to feed him the answer. And you know, with all going on, and his own FBI director coming out and saying they couldn't rule out terrorist attacks right here in our homeland, you know who he said that the biggest threat was to this country? MAGA Republicans. I'm gonna tell you, his talk and his actions are more of a dictator than they are a president of the United States. When he says that we don't look at his democracy. Well, we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. And I'm getting tired of these politicians coming on television and standing up there in Congress and going, a threat to our democracy. Why can't one of them stand up and say, a threat to our constitutional republic? No, they want us to be a democracy where they can rule us. We're not ruled that way, we're a constitutional republic. But with that being said, we're fastly losing this country. We've got one. This is. I said it. This is going to be the most important election in your lifetime. Don't be afraid to stand up for Trump. Don't be afraid to stand up for God, Jesus Christ. I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins. And I sin, yeah, I sin. I have to ask, God to forgive me way off more than I ought to in these days and times that we're living. But I've got a place on this farm here that I can go. It's a rock, and I can take my coffee. I can walk down and take my coffee of evenings. And I can sit down and I can talk to God and look over my cattle. I feel blessed that I can do that. And I'm really afraid that we're going to lose our country if enough of us don't stand up and put a stop to this. It seems like you can email your congressman, you can call, you can ring the phone off the hook. Seems like it falls on deaf ears. The only way that we can do this is to throw these bums out of office. Put in people that believe in the Constitution, that'll govern that way. And the principles that founded this country, and that was principles, this country was founded under God. It's as simple as it can be. You can tell the reason that this country has fell backwards is people has turned their back on God. You can tell that by what they're teaching in schools. And you look at these college instructors and teachers teaching again the American values and supporting Palestine against Israel. And we have really, I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. I really didn't. But it's here. So, people, stand up. Don't be afraid no more. We've got to stand up and shout to the hills our beliefs. Don't be afraid to put that Trump flag up and don't be afraid to say that you believe that Jesus Christ died for your sins. Stand up. God give you a will. He give you free will. I believe the power in prayer. I say this a lot. God said if you had faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move that mountain if enough people got down and prayed. I believe in that. Not only do we need to stand up and our voices, we need to pray. We all need to pray together that God will turn this country around and pray for President Trump because he's standing up for us. Let's stand up for him, not only in voice, in prayer. That's about all I've got to say today. But I do want to say people start stocking up a little and remember to buy those freedom seeds and have them on hand. And if you ain't got a fire stick, you might ought to think about getting you one. So good Lord's willing, I'll see you next time. I'm going to pray for each and every one of you. If you would say a prayer for me and my family. May God bless you. And I'll see you next time.